When I was a kid, my friends and I used to build small caves out of bricks, branches, and leaves to play in. Now that I am older, I no longer have friends, but my dreams of having my own man cave still lives. After a year of planning, I have decided to pursue this dream with the love of my life, my Tesla Model 3. The autopilot has already made everyday travel comfortable and enjoyable. Why not transform the Model 3 into a sleeping quarter rather than spending money on expensive hotels and long road trips? I like to start off with 3 reasons why having a comfortable place in car to sleep saves lives. Have you ever been on the road and suddenly wanting to go to sleep? You drive faster and faster hoping to get home. Well, for one, that's dangerous. 2, that's like drunk driving without the alcohol. Why not have a comfortable bed in the car and rest whenever, wherever? The day will come when you get stranded on the road either with nothing but a dead cell phone and a nagging Nikki, either through an empty tank of electricity or that you ran over Bambi. Most people leave their car to find shelter, but no one think about using their car as shelter. When an apocalypse is inevitable, or getting kicked out of your own bed by angry Nikki for silly reasons, you have 2 choices to make, your sofa or your car. I choose the car every time, especially if I know that I have everything prepared for a comfortable sleep. Your car will choose you also. Ask yourself, if you were to lock your wife and your car in the garage for 1 hour, who is more likely to get angry at you? Let me show you how the Tesla Model 3 rivals 5-star hotels. As it turns out, the Tesla Model 3 is the ultimate man cave, and here's why. YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, karaoke, Spotify, Slackers, gaming, and web browsings are included. Pair that with comfortable power recline heated seat and immersive surround sound from the Tesla Model 3 15 premium speakers, you can have your own theater experience without needing to spend money going to movie theaters. So not only does a Tesla save you money on hotels, but also on movie tickets. This keeps getting better and better. We all know that car depreciates, and buying a new car, luxury or not, is not financially sound. But for the first time in our life, we can finally say this. The Tesla Model 3 is an investment. However, this video is about stealth camping, and if you want to know more, watch our previous videos. Soon we will have party mode. It was supposed to be released with version 10, but sentry mode took priority. According to Elon's tweet, party mode maintains airflow, temperatures, selective lights, music and power devices for 48 hours or more while parked. We all know the lights in the Model 3 is weak, like watered down sriracha, or as most people call them, Tabasco. Replace them with these high-intensity LEDs that bring life to your interior, especially your trunk. They are not too bright that will blind you, but enough to give you a feeling of home. Nikki loves beach buggy, and it's the first time Nikki gets hooked with any games. You know she is hooked when she starts cussing at computer players, but still won't give up like when we have fights. Even though she's wrong, she will not admit it, and always needing to have the last words.
Get out! I hope you die a long, slow, painful death!
So you want me to stay?
Screw you!
When?
Get out! Ow!
The only thing missing in our Tesla Model 3 is a place to sleep, comfortably, and without being noticed, like stealth camping. For those who are unfamiliar, stealth camping is like ghost herds. You know you have pushed monstrous shits, but when you look down, no shits could be found. We pre-ordered the Tesla Model 3 in September of 2018, and by the time we picked it up in October the same year, I did not realize the significance of an all-electric vehicle. It's zero emission that emits no carbon monoxide. It's not like I worry about it that much before. I only have 1 carbon monoxide in the garage and 1 by the door entering the master and living room, and the rest of the house wired to detect carbon monoxide and smoke. A few years ago, on one snowy night, we were on the road back from Vegas. I was exhausted from driving and we pulled over for a quick nap. We had the engine on for heat since the temperature was in the negative. At the time we were driving a very popular, responsible car that only the rich could dream of, the Honda Civic. Not knowing that the snow was piling up around us, storing all those carbon monoxide. Fortunately, an officer came to warn us. At that moment, 2 things were clear. That officer was hot, and I'm stuck with Nikki for the rest of my life. So what does this mean for the van/car life community? You no longer need carbon monoxide detectors, or the need of checking if the detector works every night before you go to bed. Which lead me to this video, to share with you our Tesla Model 3 stealth camping setup. And from this day forward, we shall call it Hotel Tesla. Our setup is designed for both summer and winter, and nothing is permanent as I have commitment issue.
Baby, I love you. Baby,
Ah,
you marry me?
seriously, baby?
Yeah. Look it.
What size is that? I knew you were gonna do that though.
Oh,
Ah,
you
good
do?
team, yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Hmm.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't size it yet. You gotta go back and size it. Put a thing there.
Thank you.
It's gonna surprise you, but you're not surprised. How'd you know?
I'm never surprised by your surprise.
Really?
Focus.
Hey.
Hello.
So that's how I would walk by myself.
Before we can do any setup, we need to make it stealthy, as it is pointless if anyone can see us sleeping, and not to mention creepy. Therefore, we need to cover all windows. But unfortunately, the Model 3 has a panoramic glass roof, which does make things more challenging. The good news is that it is coated with UV protection, and in the day, people see their reflection rather than inside. At nighttime, to see in, the inside has to be brighter than the outside. Therefore, we use 2 pieces of sunshades to cover both the front and back of the roof to further reduce visibility. These are the best solution, as we can stay stealthy while maintaining some visibility for stargazing, since there's no point camping if you cannot appreciate the world above. Speaking of stargazing, there's a good chance a baby will be conceived in Hotel Tesla, especially with romantic mode turned on. There are 2 easy ways that we found to be effective. 1. Buy reflectix and cut out to the shape of your windows, then wrap it with black cloth, so when people look in, they only see darkness, believing that it might just be the result of a tinted window. If you have time, have one side reflectix and the other side covered with black cloth. Use reflectix side to bounce away sun rays in the day, and black side to not stand out at night. If you don't have time and don't mind spending a little bit more money, buy a couple of cheap, large sunshade from Amazon. Here we are using one for each windows. They are compact and can be folded and stored easily. We have tried many sunshades, but we found these to be more rigid. You can tell from the thickness of the metal wires, and this one has Velcro to wrap around your rear view mirror, perfect for keeping it from falling and protect our GoPro camera at the same time. If you plan to mount a GoPro, I highly recommend placing it here for various reasons, described in our GoPro and mirrorless camera mounts video, and definitely buy a swivel mount to record from any angles. Now that we have complete privacy, let's invade other people's privacy. Turn the rear camera on to always know when someone is behind the car. We hope Tesla will release an update to allow live view of the sides and front cameras. Until then, we use GoPro in front and wirelessly stream live footage to our phones while we stealth camped in the back. There's something from hiding from the world and still have the ability to observe the outside warmth of my heart, especially in thundering rain or windy snowy conditions. Having a panoramic roof is a plus to experience such weathers while chilling in comfort. In the future, if Tesla still has not allowed live view from their cameras, we will likely be using a 360 degrees camera attached either to the roof or front interior to observe our surroundings. A magical moment had happened, and that was the arrival of Tesla software version 10.
Day since I own the Tesla Model 3. Well, not the biggest. The biggest day was delivery day. But version 10 came out, and I have been waiting for it. Everybody on YouTube has already making review and video about it, and I don't have it yet. But no more, because in 35 seconds,
which included an improved web browser. Not only can you browse YouTube, but if you have home security camera that can be accessed through the web, you can keep an eye on your house while you're away. Now let's talk about the second most important aspect of stealth camping, the bed. If you can sleep on an incline, then just fold the back seat down. If you cannot, you will need to remove the bottom seat. In our experience, sleeping on an incline slides us down to the trunk, and we had to compensate by pushing back up using our feet. So instead of having a good night's sleep, we were doing a half squat through the night. To remove the bottom seat, pull 2 levers and detach outward. But now you will have a slight decline bed when your weight is on top. To make a perfectly flat bed and protect your folded seats against the metal bottom, add foam pads. We have found 4 of these foam pads should suffice. Most people resort to foam mattress, but that's too bulky and hard to store in the Tesla Model 3. Thankfully, we were big into camping before and have everything needed. We used 2 inflated sleeping pads and 2 foam pillows from IKEA. If you like foam pillows, you cannot go wrong with these from IKEA. Unlike man, in the cold, it gets even firmer. In the summer, all we needed is a light blanket to keep us warm after nightfall. Thin wool blanket is preferable. However, do not get wool wet, as it takes a long time to dry. In winter, we put a wool blanket under the sleeping pads to reduce heat from escaping, an electric blanket between us and another down blanket on top. We use a synthetic down top quilt designed for hammocking to insulate. We have learned from many camping trips that to really keep the heat in, you must have a wool blanket in between you and the outer blanket. This method of layering allows the use of even a thin wool blanket. The heated blanket is for when the condition hits below zero. So to go over one more time, wool blanket on the bottom, then sleeping pad, then another wool blanket. In this case, it is a heated blanket and a down blanket on top. We have used the heated blanket for quite some time, and the only bad thing we can say about this is that it turned itself off after 3 hours. We have to wake up to press the button, which if you think about it, it's only a good night's sleep if it's a sleep without interruption. There are heated blankets that can stay longer, but this heated blanket is on the more affordable side. All of this will require power, but we cannot tap into the Model 3, as we want to reserve as much electricity as possible to not get stranded when waking up. That is why we got ourselves a portable power station for all our power need, and we use a 50 watts solar panel to top off the power station. This 50 watts solar panel fits surprisingly well under the rear window. We use double-sided tape for the 2 corners and wedge it into the corner of the glass. This ensures that it will stay and prevents the solar panel from damaging the window, and not to mention quite an extremely minimal setup for renewable energy. Then we route the cables to the back of the trunk, where the portable power station resides. There is a generous hole on the left side of the trunk that allows us to store our power station. The 50 watts solar panel is exactly as advertised. We were able to get 49 watts at around 2 p.m., beating the power supply that comes with the power station, which only delivers 33 watts. The great thing about this power station is that it displays input and output with 240 volt, 12 volts, and USB input. Not to mention that it fits perfectly in the trunk slot of the Tesla Model 3. As for what we do in the car, after a long day, we usually don't care much for anything but sleep. However, in case Mother Nature acts up and we are stuck in the car, we like to have some form of entertainment to pass the time. That's when our phones and tablets come in. But why watch something on a small phone when you can do it on a 12.9-inch tablet? But we went a little further, much further, and have set up a projector inside the Tesla Model 3. This is the Anchor Nebula Projector, and it is the size of a soda can. Speaking of soda can, my last job I was a can crusher, but I quit because it was so depressing. Since the Model 3 is a sedan, we had to get creative. It took us a while to figure out a way to place the projector and where it can project. We projected to the roof of the Tesla Model 3 to watch YouTube and movies while lying down. For projector screen, we used the black cloth left over from making the windows blackout. We also projected to the bottom of the Tesla touchscreen, and when paired with the Tesla speaker system, we have movies for all passengers. As for internet, we use hotspot on our phone, but there is no need for that, as currently Tesla does not have a limit on how much data you can use. You can watch Hulu, Netflix, and YouTube for as long as you desired. Of course, only if you are somewhere with good connection. By the way, Amazon Prime Video does not work with the current Tesla browser. Here are 5 tips for camping in a Tesla Model 3. When parked outside, park next to a group of cars. You don't want to be parking alone all the way out at the end and be easily spotted by security, or worse, teenagers. Park under a light post so that the outside is brighter than the inside, making it harder for people to see in while you are still using your gadgets, and also act as a protection from teenagers. Don't cover the front windshield and front side windows to give the illusion that you are not in the car. People are nosy. They will likely look in. Let them think that the car is empty, not realizing that you are sleeping in the back. Get an organizer for your center console. Not only that it organizes all your small items, but it can hide the most important thing, your Sentry Mode storage drive. Lock the car from the inside to prevent people from the outside entering. They can open the door if you have your Tesla paired with your phone, or you can turn off Bluetooth on your phone, but you should lock your car from the inside anyway.